Hello and welcome to Rev Sports pre-match show between Delhi Capitals and RCB. But before that, let me wish all of you a Shubha Navabarsho and Happy Vishu and everyone else who's celebrating a new year. It's obviously an auspicious occasion. It's a weekend. We have Atreo, we have Raja Raman, and we have Shubha and Chakrabarti joining us. Gentlemen, Happy New Year. With Happy Vishu, Shubha Navabarsho, and any other way that you're celebrating. Hope everyone's doing well.
Thank you very much. Wish you the same, Prantik, and wish the viewers who have joined us as well a wonderful year ahead. Even if their new year was sometime last month, like the Telugus had, have a great year ahead.
Wonderful.
Same
Let's
here.
talk about the game. Yes, Atreo, Shubhan, your good
No, no.
wishes, please.
Yeah, good wishes. Good wishes done. Now let's get on with the game.
Absolutely. That's what all we're here for. Shubhan, I'm going to start with you. Delhi Capitals, no runs on the board, so to speak. What has got to change today? They've come close, but let's face it, it's literally no runs on the board. What needs to change? I want to hear the local Delhi boy. You've been a Delhi boy for me, so your thoughts on what does your city need to do differently today?
I think first of all they need to bat well. David Warner has not got any sort of support so far in this tournament, and it is important for the big ones, the experienced players. Prithvi Shaw is an experienced player now. He has played international. He has played IPL for a few years now, so he needs to step up. He has had a very poor season so far. The likes of the other players, especially the overseas guys, will have to step up. They need to step up. Mitchell March, I think he's back. If not, then the other players playing in place of him needs to fire all cylinders. If you look at their batting lineup, the likes of Manish Pandey has not scored. Yardley got a game yesterday, last time around. He hasn't scored a lot of runs. Lalit Yadav, Akshar Patel is the only saving grace so far for Delhi Capitals in the batting unit. So batting should be a bit better if they want to open their account this time.
Atreo, your take. Yes, I mean, David Warner's batting form has been a bit of a concern in terms of strike rate. Everyone's talking about strike rates. I even saw Simon Dool speak about Babar's strike rate. He's other day spoke about Virat's strike rate. This is obviously seems to be some of these amazing batsmen, but clearly any strike rate that's below 130, 140, problematic, especially for openers. Are you concerned about David Warner and Prithvi Shaw's performance so far?
Let me come to the David Warner part first. I do not think his strike rate is a concern because he's the only batter who has scored some runs, who has held the innings together, and it's the other batters who have not contributed at all. Like the specialist batters, Prithvi Shaw, Rovman Powell, and the others. They have not. Hardly crossed single digits. So when that happens, if an opener holds the innings together for such a long time, his strike rate is not a matter of concern for me. It's for the others to step up. So his strike rate is not a matter of concern for me.
Rajaraman, would you agree? Because some people could talk about the fact that maybe because he's playing slow, that's putting pressure on the others. Or are you in agreement with Atreo here?
I think it works both ways. David Warner is not the David Warner that we have known. He would strike at 140, 150. He's now going at 110 and below. So yes, it is a matter of concern because he's the key player for Delhi Capitals. You would want him to strike at 150 and bat through the innings. He's got a dual responsibility. But I think he can breathe a sigh of relief because Mitch Marsh is back, and hopefully they will allow him to open the innings, and he can enjoy batting in the Chinnaswamy Stadium, which is a smaller ground to many others. And Mitch Marsh can then take over the role of scoring fast from David Warner. The truth is that David Warner has been struggling for the kind of touch. See, his form is all right. He's the purple cap holder. His form is okay, but what you want from him is touch. What you want from him is domination. And Delhi Capitals hasn't had that. Having said that, I'm the oldest of the Delhi boys here. And I'm hoping that today Delhi will do something special, just like Kolkata Knight Riders did against RCB. It was a heist, so to say. Hopefully Delhi will find find that. Otherwise, there will be 5 down without any points on board. So tonight is the night. Otherwise, they can all pack their bags and they might as well stay at home.
Atre, your thoughts?
I want to get into a fight with all of you. That why are we singling out David Warner? Why are we singling out David Warner? Because I mean, he's the only one who has
I'm
scored
not.
some runs.
Yeah.
Others have not scored at all. So strike rate is important. Yes, David Warner is not the same batter that we had seen in the previous years. Yes, but at the same time, he's the only one who has got some semblance of runs. Others have not. So what? Otherwise, they would have been got out for 120. So what is more important?
All right. No, it's good. Good. Let's keep the debate on. But before we go on, quick. So Delhi has won the toss and will bowl first. Mitch Marsh, after his wedding leave, comes back in place of Rowan Powell. And obviously Hasaranga we'll talk about, because that could be a potential game changer for RCB. But Shubhain, let's come to you. We were talking about the middle order. RCB, obviously Virat and Faf have had a good start. But the middle, it looks to be a bit weak, and especially with Akshar Patel, as you spoke. You think that's where Delhi needs to attack? If you can get the openers, the middle order is where it's the Achilles heel for RCB. Your thoughts?
Absolutely, I would say Delhi Capitals they are bowling first and should start with spinners straight away. Faf du Plessis, Virat Kohli, they have some sort of issues against spin bowling. So why not attack with a Kuldeep Yadav or an Akshar Patel right from the word go? That could really trouble the RCB top order. And yes, yeah, you are absolutely right in saying that, apart from Glenn Maxwell in the last game, the middle order has not fired at all. Rajat Patidar is being missed. His spin game, his ability against spin is being missed dearly by the RCB batters. But at the same time, they have some quality players from the domestic who have done well, like a Shahbaz Ahmed and a Mahipal Lomdor of Rajasthan. So not of Rajat Patidar caliber, but certainly they can contribute well with the bat if given that sort of that confidence to go move up front and score some big runs.
Rajaraman, your thoughts on Hasaranga? I mean, he's obviously made a name for himself. He is the kind of spin bowler you want in your T20 side. What is it about him that sort of, is making it difficult for batsmen to pick? What's your thoughts on Hasaranga coming in? Does he need some time, or do you sort of expect him, given his experience and expertise, he'll come and, make an impact right away?
I think he's the kind of bowler who can make an impact, and given the fact that the Chinnaswamy Stadium track can assist him a little bit, he can be a handful. I think he's going to be critical. How he has adapted to travel and to recovering from whatever jet lag he might have felt is important. But I think he has the experience, he has the ability to jump into the fray and then deliver the best he can. His side needs him badly. It has missed him over the last couple of games, and so he'll be a welcome addition to the side. And I think it's important for him to jump in and perform at 100%.
Well done. Atreo, let's talk Delhi's bowling first. I mean, if I look at the bowling attack, Mustafizur, Nokia, Kuldeep, Akshar, and you probably will have a few part-time bowlers there as well. This side, what's your thought? Is what sort of total can this side restrict RCB for? Because, you're bowling first, you want to capitalize, hopefully keep, RCB's top and the middle order quiet. Your thoughts on Delhi's bowling attack? Does it look good enough?
I think their bowlers have done better than their batters. And they almost defended that target that day, the previous night. And it's their batting which has to put up some runs to support their bowlers. They have all kinds of resources to trouble the other team. I mean, as far as bowling is concerned, and as far as bowling performance this season is concerned, I think the bowlers have done well, and they have all the potential. But Chinnaswamy is a very difficult place for bowlers. It's a difficult place for bowlers because it's a small ground, and
I think we have lost Arthur. Or is it just my internet?
No, Shubhain, we can see and hear everyone. Shubhain, can you hear us, Shubhain?
Yes. I can.
Yeah.
Then
So,
it's just my
and I'm going to
internet.
come to you. Yeah, I'm going to come to you, Shubhan, because Atriya have made some good points. It's a difficult track. I want your thoughts on, Lalit Yadav as well as Aman Hakim Khan. I must admit, I haven't seen too much of them. What are your thoughts on these two domestic all-rounder-ish bowlers? What role will they play in Delhi's bowling attack? Which, we spoke about. We have Nokia and Mustafizur, Kuldeep and Akshar, four very potent
Mhm.
options. How would you play a Lalit Yadav and Aman?
Lalit Yadav is an off spinner, so whenever there is a wicket, like MS Dhoni used to use Suresh Raina back in the days, use Lalit Yadav like that. If there is a couple of wickets on the trot, bring in a Lalit Yadav, get those couple of overs out of your way, and that is how you can use Lalit Yadav. Aman Hakim Khan is a medium pace all rounder, so if you want to use a bit of medium pace there, your other bowlers are going for runs, then use an Aman Hakim Khan. Aman was traded from Kolkata Knight Riders this season, so all eyes are on him as well. A very talented boy from Mumbai, highly rated all rounder from Mumbai, but IPL is a different beast altogether. So it's on Aman right now to prove his talent and all the hype around him, pace bowling all rounder, what he can do. Now it's time to show him. But with the bat, especially Aman is a special player. He can hit some big sixes, long sixes, 100, meters. He can do that easily.
Yeah, for me, IPL, that's what keeps me excited. Apart from the international players, it's these domestic players. Even if it's 3, 4 odd games where they sort of show up, and we've seen, I think, at least 6 or 7 of them make their mark this particular season. But Raja Raman, talking about a particular player who's missing out today. I'll come to you as a senior Delhi boy. Prithvi Shaw not playing. Is that a bad sign for Indian cricket? Is it a bit too early to have axed him out? How will who's going to play that opening role? I mean, is it Yash, Manish, or is it Mitch who's going to start? But your thoughts first on Prithvi missing out, because he's in the domestic circuit. He's played fairly well. Sorry, Shubhan.
I think Prithvi Shaw will be the impact player, like what happened in the last match as well. So I think he will go out for a specialist bowler and come in the second innings when they chase. So I think that has been the template, and I think this is going to be like that. Prithvi is not the best of fielders, so yeah, wise decision to use that on him.
Raja
I
Raman,
like the
your
word
thoughts?
when
It's still
when Shubhan says that when
from a
we
sing-
chase.
when we chase, he's wearing his support on his sleeve. It's his colors as well. But Raja Raman, in terms of signaling, someone like Prithvi Shaw, of course, he's gone in and out. But does that send a different signal that he's not
No,
part of the main 11?
I think the signal is that he's not such a dependable fielder, and that is probably why he's out of the 11. He will definitely be one of the two impact players that they can look at, one of the two who they can look at, Sarfraz being the other. So they will both be hoping that RCB does not post a big total, because if they are in the process of posting a big total, uh, Delhi might be inclined to bring in Karan Sharma and bowl his 4 overs. So they will be hoping that doesn't happen, so they get a chance to bat. One of them does, and it looks like it will be Prithvi Shaw who will open the innings with David Warner. But you never know. Ideally, I would like to see Mitch Marsh open the innings, because we saw that with Brooks last night.
Yeah.
As he opened and he enjoyed himself, he was able to express himself freely and get that 100. So Delhi will be hoping that they can do something like that with Mitch Marsh, because David Warner's, again, at the risk of upsetting my friend Atreo, David Warner's form is not in question. His touch is in question. His strike rate is under scrutiny. The other day at the press conference, Akshar Patel, vice captain, did make this point at the press conference about how everybody is talking about David Warner's strike rate. And he's himself aware. And I think at the post-match interaction, even Warner said he was not very happy with the kind of runs that he was scoring. His team needs him to score. His team needs him to score fast. His team needs to dominate the opposition bowling. Now, that has a possibility tonight, given that RCB doesn't have the strongest of pace bowling unit, as per me. Now, that is a possibility. So we'll have to wait and watch what really happens, whether Prithvi Shaw gets a chance or whether they prefer to have Sarfraz come in and play a blinder later in innings. As an impact player, it is going to be critical. It depends on what happens in that first innings when RCB is batting.
Yeah, personally for me, I mean, I always would have wanted folks like Sarfaraz, Prithvi to, be sort of part of these, 11s, because I'm thinking of Indian cricket ahead. But you're right, as a franchise cricket model, you've got to think about the day. Atreyo, I mean, obviously you've made your views very clear on David Warner, but do you think it's that such a bad idea for the two Aussies to open, take the bit of pressure off Warner? Mitch Marsh has come from just after his wedding, probably is in a good mood after a little bit of a break. What's your thought? Who would you sort of go with as your opening pair for Delhi?
I think it should be. It could be. Mitch Marsh could be a very good option because I agree with Raj to a certain extent that Warner has not imposed himself on the attack yet. But I would also like to say that I mean, can you expect the same person to score all the runs and at a strike rate of 170? His teammates have not contributed yet at all. So that's where a Mitch Marsh, someone like a Mitch Marsh can reduce the pressure on him, because we all know if once Marsh gets going, he is a very strong guy. He's a phenomenally big hitter of the ball, and freshly after marriage, he should be fresh on energy. So I think that's a good option. That's a very good option.
Mitch Marsh, if you're hearing, I hope you heard that line, especially after your wedding. You should be in form. Shubhayan, let's move to the opening pair of the other side. Kohli, as an Indian cricket fan, ardent follower, you're happy with Kohli's form and what the support that he's getting from du Plessis?
Kohli, yes. But T20 cricket, I have a different view of watching and analyzing T20 cricket. I feel Faf du Plessis, when Virat Kohli, you can see the visuals as well on the screen from the stadium. And when Virat Kohli is striking at 150, 140, at least in the power play, I certainly feel Faf du Plessis also should chip in with more runs at a better strike rate there. Because that is how you maximize your game time. I understand that they don't have the most potent of batting unit right now with the absence of Patidar, but still you have a good player in Maxwell. I certainly feel Faf du Plessis could get going at a higher strike rate and then maximize your chance of scoring the most possible runs in the at least in the first innings when you are batting, because when you analyze after 15 overs, 16 overs, I feel that there are two less deliveries remaining. So why not start when your best chance is there to score most runs?
Very good perspective there. It's all about those 120 balls and maximizing those 120 balls. Lovely pictures there from the Chinnaswamy, all brought to you by our team from Rev Sports. Raja, I'm going to ask you, two particular players in the RCB, since we're talking about RCB's batting and maximizing. Do you think RCB is underutilizing a Dinesh Karthik and Shabazz? Something can be done to sort of get more out of those two players, because we know what they're capable of.
Dinesh Karthik didn't look the kind of batsman that he was even last season. The couple of occasions that he stepped out to bat, he didn't look the same batter that he was last year. Now it's up to him. The team desperately needs him to score. But with Maxwell scoring runs and at a fast clip, I don't think that they will be too worried. If there is any asterisk mark on the RCB batting, it has got to do with the slowing of the strike rate that Virat Kohli and Faf du Plessis sometimes get into. Virat starts off really well, and in the last game we got to see that as he got closer to 50, he was up against some very good bowling. I think people don't give bowling credit and they quickly look at just strike rates. Virat slowed down a lot. He will have to be mindful of slowing down. He'll have to be careful not to give his wicket away after getting to that 40 or 50. His team needs him to bat through 20 overs. And I think when he does that, the others can bat around him, whether Maxwell comes in and scores quickly, and if Faf du Plessis can get to the fourth gear and fifth gear sooner than he does, I think it will help the RCB side. So if there's any question mark, it's got to do with the dipping of the strike rate after the power play. So they need to be mindful between the 7th and the 13th overs is when they really need to be scoring. at similar clip. They can't be scoring at a faster clip, perhaps, but they have to be scoring at a similar clip. I think this is what the RCB would have been concerned a little bit about.
It's amazing the era we live in. Even strike rates of 120, 130, 140 is not enough. But well, that's the fun. That's the world we live in. Atreo, your thoughts. Another player in the RCB unit where I think seems a bit off color, but we know what a game changer Harshal Patel can be. Even right from the pre-World Cup time, something seems to be a bit off. Your thoughts? Because this one particular man, he's done so well over the years. Is it a mind game? Something like we're probably seeing with KL Rahul. What's looking off with Harshal Patel?
More than the mind game, I think it's a cruel game. The IPL is a cruel game. It can build you, it can kill you. So far this season, Harshal Patel hasn't been on song, so to say. But you have to give it to. You also have to consider. That especially playing in Bangalore, it's a small ground which is nothing for the bowlers. The pitch has nothing for the bowlers. So people will go for runs, and he is somebody who has been given an important responsibility. So his mistakes are more highlighted than others. There are others also who made similar mistakes and who did not really live up to expectations. But because he has been thrust onto a position where he has to deliver, and he could not for some reason or the other, that's getting more magnified. But it's just 4 matches gone. There are 10 more matches to go. So don't rule anybody out. IPL can build you. IPL can kill you. Both can happen at the same time. In successive matches. One match will make you a superhero. The second match will make you a super villain. So I think let's give Harshal Patel a bit of time. Yes, I think he could have done better, especially with his use of slower deliveries. But then let's see. It's a little early in the season yet.
Raja, in terms of the RCB bowling, of course, Siraj, obviously is India's strike bowler, is good. I haven't seen much of Vijay Kumar Vashak. Wayne Parnell, good it's good to see that he's sort of back into scheme of things. But are you sort of concerned with RCB's bowling attack, especially the pace bowling attack? Does that look a bit weak?
Not really. It is not the best of fast bowling units. Wayne Parnell can be very handy with his left arm over the wicket when he does. And Siraj has had a good run. He starts off pretty well. He's evolved as a white ball bowler. Harshal Patel will be the key player for them. If he can deliver his 4 overs well, and if he can run out non-strikers rather than miss running them out, I think
you had to add that. And to your point, that is what kills. That is the killing power of IPL. I've seen memes around that for the last few days. I wake up to those memes.
The other thing with IPL is you mix up teams. I put Karan Sharma into the Delhi side, right? So Karan will be a good one to bring in as an impact player later on for RCB. I had mixed up teams, but Karan can actually come in for RCB. So RCB's bowling attack really is not so much of a concern. They need to score, and this is a big scoring ground, Prantik. They need to score. When they are batting first, they need to score 220 plus to be able to give the bowlers a chance of defending that. And of course, there will be dew that might come into play. It's going to be critical to see what role it plays. But they really need to bat out of their skins and put a score of 220 plus on the board for even this bowling attack to try and defend, because it's a pretty good bowling attack, but it is not the most potent. You don't find, apart from Siraj who picks up early wickets sometimes, you don't find people with the penetration that you want. And I think that will be worrisome. But this game is not so much about taking wickets. It's about stopping runs. And if they can pick up early wicket, it comes as a bonus. I think they have got a pretty decent attack, but they need their batters to put a big score and give the decent attack a chance to stop the opposition from winning this game.
Shubhayan, Raja Raman has said 220. I want to get your thoughts and Atriya's thoughts. What's a good big score that RCB with batting first will want to sort of put up there, knowing they can defend it? Your thoughts?
Firstly, I'll give the score prediction. Then I'll give a bit of a news which has come in from BCCI to update all our viewers. First, my prediction will be 200 plus without a shadow of doubt. Chinnaswamy, you need 200 plus anyhow to at least get going. It's a beauty belter of a pitch, so why not score as much runs as possible? 220 perhaps could take them to a much comfortable position. But the update which I was talking about, so BCCI sent in a medical update on Jasprit Bumrah and Shreyas Iyer. So Jasprit Bumrah has successfully undergone his injury in New Zealand on his lower back, and it was successful, and he has joined the NCA for his rehabilitation. Shreyas Iyer is scheduled to undergo surgery on his lower back next week, and after that he will be under care of the surgeon for the next 2 weeks, following which he will proceed with his rehabilitation at the NCA. So that is two major updates relating to key players for Indian team when it comes to the 2023 ODI World Cup.
Thank you, Shubhan. That's great relief because, I mean, for all Indian cricket fans out there, Bumrah, Shreyas Iyer, of course, Pant as well, who the Delhi Capitals would be missing, a hell of a lot today. I mean, these are players we need for our World Cups and our World Test Championships. Good to hear that Bumrah hopefully is moving in the right direction, and we'll all sort of pray for Shreyas Iyer and Delhi Capitals in the coming new year. We started the show wishing everyone a happy new year. Hopefully, this is a great new year for those two particular players. Atriya, your thoughts? What's a score that you think RCB will need to post? Both have said 220 plus.
300.
300. IPL is a cruel game, and RCB will score 300. Headlines for tomorrow.
Let me be serious. Let me be a little more serious.
No, but he's making provisions for Delhi batting, you see. He's making provisions.
Sure. Yes, Atriya, please. Your thoughts on 300?
Let's not. That's a New Year wish. Let's wish it away. And then yes, I agree with Shubhayan, Prantik, and Raj that something in the region of 220 is quite essential because I don't think their attack is that good, and they have to get some good totals, good runs on the board, and something in the region of 220 is imperative.
All right, we have a minute to go for the game. We know what the score predictions are for the first innings at least, but let's get the match predictions. I know someone amongst us does not enjoy that, but Shubhayan, I'll start with you. Who's winning the game at Chinnaswamy today?
Oh, I really hope that Delhi Capitals put up a good show. But right now, looking at the team compositions and everything, I think RCB starts as favorite. But I'll still go with Delhi Capitals to win this one.
Seems like a head versus heart scenario there. Raj, your thoughts, Raja?
No, it's RCB tonight, primarily because Delhi has been struggling to find the kind of form, unless, of course, Noke picks up wickets up front and manages his 4 overs really well, and Fizz bowls those super overs in the death and stops the RCB from getting to that 220 score that I'm talking about. I think Delhi's batting is a huge concern, and it's going to be difficult for them to chase any score down unless it is a really low score. And for that, Noke will have to win the game for them pretty early.
Atriya, Delhi or RCB?
I don't go by heart and mind that because I want to dispute with you all. I want to be on the other side. I will say it's Delhi's day today.
All right, mixed bag of opinions from.
I thought
Shubhayan said Delhi. Shubhayan's half. I'm not sure which side is Shubhayan standing on, but I think I would probably definitely. I would say Delhi doesn't look. I mean, my book RCB is winning at home today. But well, let's see. We'll wait and watch. Love the thoughts from everyone. Atriya, Shubhayan, Raja, thank you for joining me. For me, the key message here is, Mitch Marsh. After the wedding, it's a lot of things count on him. As Atriya has put a lot of pressure. Maybe even his wife or the in-laws haven't put that much pressure on him. But the key message: IPL can be cruel. IPL can also make lives. It's a double-edged sword. Let's go and enjoy the weekend game, and we'll see you after the match. Thank you, gentlemen.
Right.